Lomas, right, we're back. We're going to do a bike check. We're going to go into a bit of a channel check. We're going to go into a bit of life update, where I'm at, what's going on with the channel. I'm sure you're all very envious of such a magnificent shed with certainly no rotten holes in the corners or anything like that. But it's what we're working with. So let's get into it. Let's start with the elephant in the room. The shed now has lights and electric. So that was fun for me to learn. I ripped out all the old dodgy wiring that was in here. Bit of context, lived in this house just over a year. Shed, nice little extra at the end of the garden. It's quite a big size, but it's not like a secure place you'd leave your bikes. Windows, door wasn't even existent when we moved here, and some very scary wiring. So anyway, ripped all that out. My mate Matt gave me a bit of a hand over the phone, and don't judge me, but yeah, we've got some sockets, we've got some lighting. So that opens up a few things for me. Not only just working on my bike as normal, I can see what I'm doing, but also I can film in here as well. So I didn't go mad on anything because this place is temporary. I'll definitely be building a new, more of a sort of summer housey outbuilding style thing, maybe in the summer, maybe next year, budget depending. So this is what we're working with. It'll have to do. I'm sure you'll see many clips over time in here, but yeah. Let's dive into what's what, where I'm at. Now, first things first, I wasn't really planning to do a home-based shed video at the moment, but needs must, as I foolishly decided to go for a run on Monday this week. You can probably tell I'm not a runner by any means of the imagination, and me being me, I tried to do sort of all or nothing straight away. So yeah, call me out in the comments. I know I've been an idiot, but I've really injured my knee. So at the moment, my knee won't bend past there. It's getting a little bit better day by day. It's an old injury. I know how it goes, and I know how to sort of recover from it well. So yeah, needs must at the moment. Staying off the bike for at least a week, and not the worst timing because something else has happened with the bike, and shock horror, it's a SRAM product. So let's look into that first of all. You may notice something missing from this side of the bike. And that would be the GX T-type mech. I bought this mech along with some other bits used, but they were brand new takeoff. So let's just say, they're brand new, but I'm not the original owner. So with that, you take a certain risk. What's happened is, if you imagine, right, this sits on the bike that way around. The battery is mounted horizontally rather than vertically. So it looks nice and clean on the bike. But what that means, and this isn't something I'd realised, water is just going to sit on these pins over time. One of them's corroded and then it's just gone completely. So that mech now, after speaking to SRAM, is just toast, right? Which is just insane for the amount of money that these cost. I don't even think it's had 6 months of use. So be warned if you're buying a GX. If you are buying a GX, make sure you buy one brand new because then you've got warranty. So they would have given me 2 years warranty had I bought it new. I'll be getting a new one replaced. But either way, that's just such a waste of look at the whole mech is clean as you like, right? There's not really much wrong with it. I did catch it. So it could do with a new cage, I think, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's a real shame. I have gone for another T-type mech. I'm not going to change my whole system just because I've damaged a mech. The T-type transmission system, in my opinion, is amazing. Like the way it shifts is so good. I've personally not snapped any chains, even though I'm a fairly heavy rider on an Amflow. No chain snapped as yet. Hoping I haven't just jinxed myself there. But budget doesn't really permit me to go for the XO or the XX. I'm not willing to spend 500 quid plus on a mech. So I've been shopping about and I've actually ended up finding on Vinted of all places, someone selling a brand new Takeoff S1000 mech. Hadn't even heard of them, but it's actually like the lowest spec of the T-Type mechs. So it's one below the GX. Far as I can understand, it's still got the same battery mount problem, so I'm probably going to run into issues in the future, but it gets me riding. Far as I understand it, the mech is basically a GX bar the colour, and it has a different clutch design. So I don't know how I'm going to get on with that clutch. I couldn't really find any information about it online as to whether it's like too strong, too weak. But for me, like, I really hate a mech that's just slapping about, and the T-types aren't great for that in the first place. So we'll see how we go. 150 quid gets me back rolling. So not the worst time to be injured and off the bike. And then come next week, I might be able to get out on the South Downs, do some gentle pedaling. I've got a DJI. Like, it's a recovery machine if you want it to be. So yeah, that's how I'll be using it for the next week. Now then, all that out the way, everyone knows where I'm at. Let's get on with a quick bike check. I'm going to do some more in-depth stuff on specifics. There are going to be videos coming up, so please give the channel a subscribe if you haven't already, and keep up to date with what's what. You can also follow me on Instagram, Loma MTB, at MTB Loma is the handle, and yeah, keep up to date with goings on over there as well. Amflow. I've had this bike for 10 months, I think now. So I've put some miles on this. Now, let's just go into it. I'm on my second motor. You don't hear of many motor replacements on these DJIs, which is fantastic. All other e-bikes, Bosch, are pretty good. We all know that. Most other motors, and some in particular, you get through them. Like, I've had Shimano bikes, I've had Specialized. I've had quite a few different e-bikes over the years. So yeah, I'm on my second motor, but don't let that put you off. Let's go straight in on that then, why I'm on my second motor. My first motor had a significant rattle. A lot of people have reported this rattle. It's not by any means as annoying or loud as like a Shimano EP8 or E8000 or EP801. But I think at this price point and with the technology they've got, like, why is it rattling? I've heard of people having rattle-free motors. So I spoke to DJI, or I spoke to Amflow, and they were great actually. They sent me out a new motor pretty much without question. So that actually arrived at my house 2 days later. So no going to the shop, nothing like that. They just sent me a new motor straight to my house. I fit it myself. It's 2 bolts. And away we go. So, new motor, exactly the same rattle. They did say the rattle was within tolerance. So, yeah, that's why I had a new motor. That said, I must be on around about 2,000 miles on the Amflow now, which is fantastic. And for me, I like to chop and change my bike quite a lot. I've got no interest in moving on from this. So there's some other DJI equipped bikes that are really tasty, but I'm not willing to move on from this at the moment. I think it's such a fantastic all-round bike. You can build it to be a bit burlier like I have with the 170 Zebs. I've got an EXT Aria air shock. So I was running the EXT Storia V3 coil, which is fantastic on this bike, and I've had it on quite a few bikes, but it was a full-on downhill planted machine, right? And you've probably seen by now I like to do some more jumps, a bit more like techie stuff, and I just want a bit more playfulness and pop out the bike. So found out the Aria fits and got a great deal on one. But do be warned, it's been to Mojo 3 times already in the 4 months I've had it. So one of those times was purely just to rotate it. One time was a full service, and then the other time, can't remember what it was. anyway, it's been great since for the last sort of 2 months now. So my first video on the channel, coming up to 2 months ago, was a little first impressions of the E13 Sidekick hub, and really wheel set, to be honest, but it's the rear hub we're interested in, right? I've had absolutely no problems with this hub at all. I'm quite shocked it's not even skipped. Gets a big thumbs up from me now. I've really put some miles on it. The front hub is a front hub as far as I'm concerned. You can pretty much run whatever front hub you want. I just wanted a matching wheel set. So, onto the rims. Really a big fan of the look of these rims. There had a few nice compliments out on the trails. They've got such a cool shape for an alloy rim. And the decals are pretty smart as well, go with the bike. In terms of durability, it's ever so slightly out of true. But still to this point, I have not touched it, or the front, with a spoke key. So, we could probably get a bit more tension, especially on this disc side. But it's very even. So, really, really impressed. Like, E13, not really got the best rep when you look at the Downhill World Cup for their durability of their wheel sets. That said, I'm not a Downhill World Cup rider. And the actual anti-kickback side of things is really nice. Really noticed the difference when I had to go on Matt's Amflow the other day with a regular Hope wheel. Oh, let's also call out the durability of the rims based on cases such as this. Oh, big thumbs up from me. Right, on those rims, I'm running at the moment Conti, big fan of the Contis. I'm running the Conti Argo tails. I've gone for Argos 2.4 front and rear, super soft downhill casing front and rear. Really, like, these are amazing. Whenever I go up to like Surrey on the wet sand or Rogate, they come into their own. They're not good at all on the hard pack, but let's be honest, like most of winter, even the hard pack disappears. So yeah, mega impressive these so far. And then I'll be going back to the Crypto tails as soon as sort of spring rolls around. Right, next up, Hope crankset 155. Bike comes with 160s, I believe, as standard. For me, I run a 27.5 rear wheel, and I actually run the flip chip on this bike in the 29, which means I've got a pretty low BB. So the 155s work really well. I pretty much never pedal strike with these on. I'd be quite happy to go 145, but these work well. Big thumbs up from me on those as well. On these, I'm running the 1UP alloy pedals. I get through pedals until I found these. They've got the big inboard bearing, which, yeah, all right, it's not the prettiest thing, but it makes them much more durable. I've not done a bearing change on these in ages. Granted, they're due, but yeah, really nice, really slim, and not much more to say on them. I think they're an amazing pedal. I think more people should run them. She's off the stand. Let's have a better look. You've probably seen in my last video talking about the Mavens. I also swapped to some red Zeb lowers. So I had the grey lowers on previously. I just love the look of the reds. Bit Marmite, I know. I did put a little poll up on Insta, and I think it was like 80% for the red over the grey. So I'm with you. I think they look really good. I like a bike to have a bit of a pop of colour somewhere. Now, looks aside, I cannot fault a Zeb fork. I think they're incredible. I've ran Fox 36, Fox 38, I've had Pikes, I've had EXT forks, I've had Olands. I've tried anything you can name near enough, except like an Intend and some of the really high-end stuff. And the Zebs are like incredible bang for your buck. So these are actually a used set of Charger 3.1s. Got them for a great price. Got the lowers for like £100. So yeah, I'm well stoked with them, and they're like running unreal, really dialed in. Big thumbs up for RockShox on the Zeb fork. Couple of things that I'm probably going to change up here. Currently running the Bergtech 35mm stem. This was pink previously, so with the spacers and top cap, but I stripped them silver with a bit of caustic soda, which is always a good tip. If you want to strip anodized parts silver, be warned, wear a mask, but you can do it. Onto that, we've got the Renthal fat bars. So these are the new high-rise models. I'm running the 60mm, and I've got to say, at 5'10", 5'11" on a good day, I think I've overcooked it a little bit with those. They do make the bike really playful, but be warned, you want to be dropping your fork PSI and front tyre pressure a little bit because your weight is further back. You are not going to have the same level of grip on the front. So I'm probably going to change these at some point when time permits. Might go back to the 1UP carbon bar, but get the V2 in like a 50 rise. So still pretty high rise, but not as obscene as these. Yeah, onto the last video as well. Just installed the Maven Ultimates. Got them in the awesome teal colorway. Really impressed. Very divisive topic, brakes. It's been quite interesting to see the comments both on the socials and on YouTube on that last one. Go check it out if you haven't already. Sort of first ride impressions, bit of installation footage. And big shout out to the guy, I think over on Instagram, who called out that my rotor was on backwards on the rear. Hadn't even noticed that. So yeah, thank you very much. I have, of course, fixed that now. Come down here then and get a really nice look at that rotten shed. I'm running the E13 chainring in a 36 tooth, which is a pretty standard upgrade to go to 36 tooth on these. It gives you a better ratio at the back. Yeah, went for the silver. Don't love the actual finish, to be honest. Don't think it's the nicest silver, but it is one of, I think at the time I ordered it, it was the only direct mount chainring for the DJI motor. So they strip that anodizing off, so it's more of a raw silver like the cranks. We've already touched on it, but the EXT area is something you won't see often. In fact, I don't think I've seen one on another Amflow. The clearance is so tight. Shocks like the Fox X2 or the RockShox Vivid, they won't fit this. But the EXT has got like a chamfered like step down here, and it just slides in, provided you have the barrel rotated so the valves aren't making contact up here. So yeah, really tight fit. Amazing shock. You can set it up to be really similar to like a coil, or you can have it like I've got with like a lot of mid support, and then it'll really pop. So feels awesome. Mega impressed. Quite scary to set up. I've got 600 psi in the negative chamber, which killed 2 shock pumps before I bought like a really pricey one. So yeah, be warned. I even killed the official EXT shock pump trying to get it up to my pressure. Dropper wise, I am running the Reverb AXS. It's a 170. It's right on the limit of just being out of the way enough, but ideally I'd want a 200. I'm just not willing to A, spend the money, and B, have the new one with the battery placement here. I'm a big fan of wireless stuff. I just think it really looks nice. It's really like love and hate. No problem at all if you are against it. I get it. But the Reverb AXS just works so well. The dropper is amazing. I've had it for years. Don't have to service it. Don't have to touch it. Always works perfectly. Yeah, big thumbs up from me on that one. Saddle wise, I think it's the only standard thing I've kept on the bike. This is the saddle that comes with the Amflow PL. Really comfy, really good shape. Got a little kick up at the end for climbs. Thumbs up. Okay, we've got the GX cassette. We will have a S1000 mech on there shortly, and I'm running the XO black chain. So looks cool, meant to be the most durable. I have just chucked on some slick graphics, or slick decals, what they called, in their like grey colorway, which just sort of tones the bike down a little bit, makes it a little bit more subtle. Personally, think that logo is not the one. And finally, just a quick look at those teal brakes once again. They look so good. I'm sure they'll be a bit Marmite. I do like the red ones as well, but I quite like the clash, you know, of the teal against the red fork. that about wraps up the bike. Let's have a quick chat about the channel. I've been doing the channel, as I mentioned, nearly 2 months. Couldn't have predicted or even hoped to gain the subscribers I have, the following I have, and sort of like the interaction as well. It's been amazing. Like, I really genuinely appreciate it so much. Hopefully that keeps up. And what shows is doing well is we've already got some collab sort of deals on the way, which is amazing. So one of those is a linkage, which I really wanted to try. It takes it up to 160 mil, and I can still keep the bike apparently in the 29-inch flip chip setting. Spoiler alert, it's not a Cascade link. Anyway, that's on its way. So keep your eyes peeled for a first look on that, and then we'll do a ride impressions and then a long-term feedback as well, and see how we're getting on with it. If you're liking what you see, please consider subscribing. Comments really help. Last video did amazing by my standards. So yeah, anything like that, let's have a chat in the comments. I'll reply to all of them in time. So yeah, appreciate it, guys. Keep on riding. Cheers.